So good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Shannon.
Hi.
Can you tell us a bit about yourself?
Sure. I'm Shannon Seery Gude. I am the Vice President of Digital for Digital Hodes Group. We are a talent solutions company, and I help lead the team that builds corporate career sites, onboarding sites, offboarding sites, as well as social media strategies, and kind of integrating that into a total digital talent engagement strategy.
And excellent. And can you give us a few tips for a recruiter in Israel starting to build their career site?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's really changed throughout my career. Had you asked me that question probably 4 years ago, I would have said, really understand that your corporate career site is kind of the foundation of your recruiting strategy. And because of social media, that whole concept has really been disrupted. And so I would say, as you're thinking about building your site, don't forget about your presence elsewhere, places like social networks, places like microblogging sites. Everyone talks about Twitter here in the U.S. Find what's relevant to your candidates, where they're spending their time, and then build a presence there as well. People no longer kind of expect to have to go to your site. They want to interact with your company where they already are. And so really think about kind of distributing your brand beyond just the experience on the career site.
And when you say build your presence, what do you mean?
Sure. So for example, Facebook here in the U.S., extremely popular. You can build a fan page that is dedicated to careers on Facebook. And one of the hallmarks, kind of what's really different about building a careers-focused page, is that you can constantly update the information. You can update the content. You can put jobs up there. You can put events up there. You can put videos. You can put pictures. And with most corporate career sites today, they still tend to be quite static, and you really don't have kind of on-demand updates. And you can provide that to candidates in places like Facebook. So if you build a presence via a fan page in Facebook and you're constantly providing updates, it really becomes a fresh source of information that a corporate career site today tends not to be.
Okay. And what would you recommend a recruiter that wants to be a really good professional recruiter?
Yeah. I think really not being afraid of the tools today is important. I hear a lot that people just don't have time to kind of learn new tools. And I would say that it absolutely is going to augment how you work. It's going to change how you work. Social networking just won't be piled on top of everything else that you have to do. It's going to change how you work. So you might end up spending a little bit less time on the phone or a little bit less time interacting via email, and now using new tools that are out there. But really, the only way to truly kind of gain any kind of a comfort level is to go out there and try them. I always kind of tell recruiters, go out, absolutely build profiles on LinkedIn, build a Facebook profile, spend time going out, finding people, connecting to people personally, people that you went to school with, maybe that you were part of recruiting associations with, maybe you were in the military with, whatever connection you might have. Spend time building that up, and once you kind of get your feet wet and get comfortable with the idea of building connections and seeing literally just how easy it is to kind of target, source, find people, build a connection, then you can see how you can apply it to your job.
So you're saying start with a personal part and then move into the professional one?
It's important because often when you find sort of that person that maybe you went to school with or that you were in some kind of an organization with that you haven't talked to in a decade, and you realize how easy it was to find them, connect to them, and reach back out, the light bulb goes on of how you could then use that for recruiting. And I think that it's a really great way to just start increasing your comfort level, but there is no other way to do it than to go out and start using the tools. Don't be scared. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask for help. But just know that it's really kind of a necessity, and it'll change the way that you're kind of doing business today.
And do you see the connections, just like the last question, do you see the connections hurting any recruiter? Like connecting to someone that you didn't hire? Would it backfire in any way?
There are absolutely. People have brought up kind of legal issues around that, and worrying that if you kind of connect to someone and you end up not hiring them, that they could come back and say, well, you connected to me. I thought that meant that I was going to get the job. I do think that you have to be really careful around your communications but kind of a mere connection on a social network really isn't going to be a case that anyone's going to have. But I think it's just part of the fear that people have with getting involved. I hear this mostly actually around Facebook, that people are really afraid to kind of.
But you've heard about it before people connected. It's not that someone told you after something bad happened.
No. The stories, what could go wrong, are much more plentiful than reality.
Than what really happened.
Exactly.
Okay.
It really tends to not happen, but most of the sites have really set up. Facebook, for example, has really great privacy settings, so you could create an entire candidate group that you connect to and choose, never to kind of share pictures with them or to share videos with them, and you can be really specific about the kind of connection you want to have with a candidate, and that helps protect recruiters as well. It really keeps it on a professional level.
Thanks a lot, Shannon.
You're so welcome.